assume that I'm gay just because I have rainbow hair, wearing a rainbow shirt, I got a rainbow pride flag behind?
How can you assume that I'm disabled just because I have a messed up body with messed up hands and I drive a mobility scooter because I can't walk?
And butchered women. They kidnapped women.
They have not.
Do you really believe that, or is that just a talking point you have to repeat to convince yourself that you're not standing with the most evil people on the planet?
I'm unlike you, brainwashed, okay?
They published it. They live streamed their crimes. You don't believe Hamas when they say they did it? They were proud of it.
When did they say that?
They live streamed it on October 7. How can you deny it?
I feel bad.
A pro-Palestine advocate denies the actions of Hamas on October 7th and accuses the reporter of being brainwashed.
So these guys want to talk about J.K. Rowling? Is that so? What's going on with that? What do you want to know?
She's had a pretty controversial past. I just want to know, like, what are your thoughts on it? And, like, do you still like her work despite her bigoted opinions?
So let's get specific, though. Let's define bigoted opinions. What opinions are bigoted? We're going to treat this as a thought experiment. I'm not going to say what's right or wrong or what way to think. The whole point is to learn how to think, not what to think.
Yeah.
So when you say bigot, you're starting with the conclusion that, given her bigoted opinions.
Yeah.
So first, let's start with, does she have bigoted opinions? So when you say bigoted opinions,
she has had a history of being extremely transphobic. I've heard.
Hey, you've heard. So what? Can you give me an example?
If you look at her Twitter, I think you could see a few things. If you want, I could try and find something.
See if you can find one.
So, one of these tweets that she came out with in 2019, she said, "Dress however you please, call yourself whatever you like, sleep with any consenting adult who will have you live your best life in peace and security, but force women out of their jobs for stating that sex is real."
So you find that bigoted? What do you find about
it? Was deemed transphobic. I myself.
Do you find that transphobic yourself?
I don't really have an opinion on it, but I'm just going with what a lot of other people have said.
So let's pause it. Let's not go with what other people are saying. Let's try and learn how to critically think. So let's analyze the tweet ourselves. So that statement, do you see anything problematic? Disregarding other people's opinions.
Right from the start, Warren Smith keeps his cool. This student's clearly been influenced by woke media, but Warren doesn't lose his temper. Instead, he listens carefully. Then, he uses the student's own words to teach a powerful lesson. Watch how he calmly picks apart the woke argument, leaving everyone in the classroom stunned.
So that statement, do you see anything problematic? Disregarding other people's opinions.
She did try and pin some things on a specific group of people.
Where does she do that? Can you read that?
But force women out of their jobs for stating that sex is real.
So when I hear that, I'm interpreting that as meaning, if a woman says that, saying that there's a difference between men and female, and then being attacked as transphobic, I think that's what she's saying by attacking someone for stating that sex is real.
That is exactly what she's saying.
Is that transphobic to you?
So, to me, no. Stating that sex is real is not transphobic. It's just a fact of life. It exists.
So is there anything you disagree with in that tweet?
In that tweet, I can't really see anything that I myself disagree with, but I can see why some people would think, oh, this is offensive, we can't have that here or something, because
sure.
There's an apology tweet.
Let's read that. What did she say there? I haven't read that.
"I respect every trans person's right to live any way that feels authentic and comfortable to them. I'd march with you if you were discriminated against on the basis of being trans. At the same time, my life has been shaped by being female. I do not believe it is hateful to say so."
You see anything problematic there?
She's apologizing, so No, not really. If I could read it again.
It sounds like a very similar statement as what she was just saying. She's basically saying, like, I have nothing, to me, this is what I interpret it as, I have nothing against someone being trans.
Exactly.
Live your life, but you just don't get to impose on you can live how you want, I can live how I want.
Yeah.
And let's all,
Exactly.
So I guess now that we're looking at it like, oh, there's not much difference between me or her, do you think it's fair that that she's being attacked by a large group of people and people are calling her, like you said at the beginning of this conversation, you said, given the fact that J.K. Rowling is transphobic, how do you feel about Harry Potter? Now, retroactively looking at that statement, do you think that was the best way to phrase?
No, I feel like an idiot now.
It's okay though, but this is why we do this, to learn how to think.
There's been like so in my class specifically, it's like in our class, there's been quite a few people in there who have been saying like, oh, she's transphobic. I've not, like, until today, I haven't really thought about it because I just believe like, oh, there's 5 people saying it. It must be correct.
True.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. That was great.
Another quick one about Angela's question on equality just before. We've got quite a large pay dispute happening with our Australian women's soccer team at the moment. Is it frustrating for you as someone who's so prominent in your sport? And we heard you say on the Ellen show the other day you are the richest fighter in UFC, that sort of thing is still going on?
I think that how much you get paid should have something to do with how much money you bring in. I'm the highest paid fighter, not because Dana and Lorenzo wanted to do something nice for the ladies. They do it because I bring in the highest numbers. They do it because I make them the most money. And I think that the money that they make should be proportionate to the money that they bring in.
After 18, you should be able to transition, or do you think that's an 18 and up decision?
I think that is a decision between a child, their parents, and their doctors.
Okay. So under 18, if it's approved by the doctor and the mother?
The parent.
Okay, the parent. Well, what do you think about kids slapping back a Corona?
Thank you.
Hello, Charlie.
Hello.
My name's Adam. So I want to ask you, what do you think about veganism? Not vegetarianism.
I am not a fan of veganism, but you have a right to be vegan, obviously.
So let me clarify.
Yeah.
You on abortion, you support pretty much banning abortion in most situations.
Yes, but humans are not rabbits.
Yes. So
and humans are not deer, and humans are not cows.
Okay. So I want to ask you, do you think it's a little bit hypocritical that you oppose abortion, but you also oppose veganism? Most animals, most adult, like cows, pigs, chickens, they're more intelligent than fetuses and little children, small
okay, so
infants.
I can't believe I have to answer that.
Saying that
Can I
children.
answer?
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. If you leave a cow for 5 years, will the cow ever be able to talk?
No.
If you leave a fetus for 5 years, will the fetus be able to talk?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Maybe.
So then which one has reason and a soul and can make sense of the natural world, aka an elevated being worthy of protection?
But that's
a cow or a human being?
That's not a good argument. That's like saying mute humans that are born that are without the ability to speak can't have rights.
It's not just about speaking. It's about reason. It's about having a soul. It's about being not an animal.
Amen.
What is a human being to you?
A human being is someone who has personality, and someone who can speak. And if you mean like biologically, like someone of
just give me a definition of, you have a dog and a human being. How do you know which is which?
A human being can walk and talk and
well,
yeah.
A dog can walk.
Yeah, but I can't walk and talk. Sure.
Here's the difference. A human being can tell you the difference between right and wrong. An animal can only tell you the difference between pleasure and pain.
Yeah, but animals still suffer like human fetuses do.
But again, the moral worth of a human being is objectively different because we are able to make moral contentions, not just contentions based on how we feel. Animals can only feel. They cannot reason.
Yeah, but that's...
And therefore, we should be treated different morally. Now, from a typical Western religious view, we have souls as human beings, and animals do not. And as a soul, I mean not just in the religious sense, but I also mean that there is a part of you that is not just your 5 senses, right?
Okay, sure. Well,
so for example, if you think you're only your 5 senses, which one of your 5 senses is telling you that?
Well, I don't know what you mean by 5 senses. You mean my brain?
Well, your 5 senses: sight, smell, taste, feel, hear. 5 senses. So an animal only has 5 senses. It does not have an ability to withdraw itself from its 5th sense, right?
Yeah, but how do you believe that it's okay to kill an animal when it's not okay to kill a child? You defend a child more. Some children die. Some children never make it out of the womb.
Well, because human beings are human. A is A, and human beings are worthy of protection, and animals are not humans, and they're not the moral equivalency, correct?
No, but I don't believe that. I'm not trying to argue that a human is worth more than an animal. I'm saying that even if a human is worth more than an animal, you should give animals respect.
I do give animals respect. We should treat them humanely. If you are to eat them, you should kill them in a way that does not have unjust suffering.
What about milk? But animals are all the time. Cows are to produce milk. Yeah, to produce milk, a cow has to be impregnated, and it's not like these farmers are waiting for the animal to get pregnant naturally. They have to be forcibly inseminated, which is a form of.
I actually think it's a great thing that we have dairy.
Okay, but I don't think that that drinking milk in and of itself is bad. But saying that animals can be is okay, that's beyond me.
That you think that cows are being. I got to be honest.
Yes.
I've been doing this for 12 years. I've never heard that before.
Yes, but they are because they're not referred to as being. They're said to be forcibly inseminated. How come that's okay, but being a small child is not?
I would not.
Yeah. Welcome to bull. I don't support anyone.
I don't support human beings. I wouldn't call extracting milk from a cow the same as what happens if a woman is by some savage.
I'm not talking about extracting milk. I'm talking about when you inseminate a cow to get it pregnant so it can produce milk.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, not that worried about that.
Why not? Do you not think their suffering is worth anything?
I think their suffering's fine. Again, they're not human beings, and whatever allows the human being to flourish is what we should be concerned about. And I think it's a good thing that human beings are able to have meat, beef, and dairy, and so.
Okay, but
I appreciate your exactly. Yeah, how many did the cows build the railroads? Like, I mean.
No, but you still have to treat them with respect. Kids don't build railroads, do they?
Yeah, but they grow up to adults. Yes, cows hit a plateau. I can't believe I have to explain this. Cows eventually plateau in their ability to reason.
I'm not talking about a plateau in ability. I'm talking about suffering at that moment.
Right.
Is it okay if you know a kid is never going to grow to adulthood, like if you had like a crystal ball or something, is that okay to kill them and rape them then?
No, of course not, because it's still a human being with a soul and a cow is not. But I just want to make sure we are consistent, just so we're consistent. Do you believe that we should limit the unjust suffering of insects?
Well, and I don't believe that. I don't believe in intentionally killing insects either.
So you don't believe that we should spray for mosquitoes even if they're carrying diseases that
Well, if they're threatening me, then it's self-defense.
Oh, okay, got it.
But a cow didn't do anything. A cow was innocent.
But what if the cow is feeding me a human being?
But you can get nutrients. The World Health Organization has already said that a vegan diet is completely healthy for all ages.
We need to get testosterone rates up, not down, and you do that by eating meat and not eating soybeans.
No, but you can get all of your protein. You can get nutrients all from a plant-based diet.
Okay.
Yes, you can. Look it up.
Let me just say one final thing. Do you consider yourself a liberal or?
I can. Well, it depends on the issue, but like say abortion, like I'd say I'm moderate.
Okay, so
because
you believe in human choice.
Yeah. Well, generally, like I don't believe in my body, my choice. Generally speaking, but it depends.
Okay.
Depends on each individual.
Can I have the right to eat a steak?
You have the right to eat a steak? No, because that involves the suffering of an animal, of an innocent life.
And the American left wonders why they're losing young men. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
No, but okay.
Thank you. That was really something, guys, wasn't it?
Does it bother you that there's no prominent African Americans in the White House itself? Do you think that's important?
Jaron, Dr. Ben Carson's part of the executive branch. That's not true. You know that's not true.
Well, within the White House
Jaron
itself.
is an executive with
Jared Kushner.
What
is his role?
He's a DAP, which is a deputy assistant to the President of the United States, which is a top tier. So that's not true. You know,
Who
that's
are
not-
other individuals in the White House?
Well, I want to go back and answer your question. So,
Yeah.
one thing that we always speak when we speak to conservatives about is we have to stop believing in this illusion that because somebody is black, they represent my interests. We learned that lesson via Barack Obama. I mean, he was in the White House for 8 years and didn't do much for the black community. So I'm not interested in the color of people's skin.
So
I'm interested in what they do and what they accomplish.
I'm really interested in your perspective here. Yeah. So to you having, like, you don't look at, you know, it is an administration that has more white men than past administrations have had.
Yeah,
but that doesn't bother you. You don't think that diversity is important?
No, not at all. I think that we have to stop believing that diversity is the color of people's skin, because if you have, like, the Black Caucus, for example, which didn't stand up and applaud when Trump announced that we had the lowest ever unemployment in the black community, that's concerning to me. So a big part of the conversation that we open is in making people understand that's an illusion that the left has sold, that somehow because somebody matches my skin color, because somebody matches my gender, they have my best interests at heart, and that is completely fallacious.
I hate you, you fucking orange pumpkin. You just costed me one of the most important people in my life, my dad. Donald Trump, I hate you. You will never be president again. You bastard, you costed me my dad. My dad was the most important person in the world to me, but now his colors are finally out.
It doesn't matter!
I hate you, you fucking orange pumpkin bitch. I hate you, you stupid, failed fucking businessman. You fucking sicken me. You and all of your fucking Trump supporters. Fuck you.
I voted for Joe Biden, but that shit didn't feel great. Felt like I was giving Grandpa the keys to the Oldsmobile and telling him to drive to California. Have a good night, Kamala Harris. Now's the time I need you on my side.
No, that was the most racist joke ever.
No, I got like 4 more in the chamber.
No, Kamala Harris.
Wait, don't drop the scarf, man. That was $3 at Dollar Tree, man.
Madden, bitch. No.
Yeah, go pick up the gun she left under the chair.
Are you serious? No, y'all wanna laugh about it?
I'm so horny for no reason right now. Don't bully me, I'll come, bitch.